All right, so we're here with the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. I wanted to talk about it just because, it's been a while since we got anything Kingdom Hearts related, and I think that this trailer says a lot about what's been going on and what's probably going to be happening for the next, maybe years, depending on how long it takes for this game to come out. Obviously, we both already saw the trailer. I have not looked at it too in depth. Honestly, I only just really saw it during the direct, and that was kind of it.
Well, so the hour after it came out, I did my own deep dive on it, but I haven't touched it since.
Okay, because I mentioned on the new video that I posted, in between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, there was all these handheld games. That's the term that I'll use because I don't want to piss anyone off. There was a bunch of handheld games that had different functions and systems that they were trying out, and a lot of those experimental features kind of led to some of the features of Kingdom Hearts 3. And I was saying that Kingdom Hearts 4 is not really going to have that benefit because there wasn't really anything in between 3 and 4 other than Melody of Memory, which maybe they might add some features from Melody of Memory, who knows. But
for the mini games, bro. Return to Atlantica for the mini games.
Oh my god, you're so right. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
no, somebody in the comments was like, well, actually they did show quite a few new features. My point was basically that the features haven't really been tested in any other game though. Like this is going to kind of be the first time. Whereas something like Flow Motion, I think most people kind of agreed that it was a bit overpowered in Dream Drop. They were able to tone it down and sort of fix it a bit in 3. They're not really going to have a chance to do that with any of the features in 4. It's going to be their first time trying most of them out. But I guess we'll see. Let's just watch through it one more time and see what we think. No English VA yet.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Who do we think this is?
I think it's Ava.
That's what I'm thinking too. I've heard some people say maybe Scold though.
Yeah, I thought initially Scold, but then after I thought about it more, I'm thinking Ava.
We don't know what Ava is doing. We do know that she's out there though.
Yes, because she wasn't with the Foretellers at the end of 3's.
Yeah, and the 3 secret ending. Do we know if Scold is around or what she's up to, or?
So it's pretty heavily theorized that she's supposed to be Subject X.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But we don't know anything past that because that was 12 years ago.
I think the current inclination was that I guess she died during those events and trials from Terranort. Well, because Iza and Lee were
friends with her, yeah,
and they would visit her in Hollow Bastion. Well, then the events of Kingdom Hearts 1 happens and Hollow Bastion becomes fallen to darkness basically. There's nothing else that we know about her post Birth by Sleep.
I know that the villains in the series have done some pretty fucked up shit and the series can get pretty dark, but for some reason them just keeping a girl locked up in a basement and then potentially just straight up killing her from doing scientific experiments on her is so dark, more than anything else that's happened in the series in my opinion. It might even be too much for Kingdom Hearts. I don't know.
It's more of a thing that would happen in Octopath Traveler or implied in Final Fantasy.
That's what I was gonna say. It might be implied. They might not straight up say that they killed her. It seems so much setup for her to just be dead though, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and if she's dead, then presumably she would also be here in Quadratum.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I'm forgetting that death is not as serious of a. This is one of those universes where dying just means going to another realm, essentially.
Unless you're Ericus, you're dead for good.
Well, but that's true. But then him and Xehanort kind of went up to somewhere. I don't know where.
Heaven. They went to heaven, bro. Xehanort went to heaven.
But so then there's a different because Strelitzia died in Union Cross and she ended up here. But then those two also died and they ended up somewhere else.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
It's the different realms of the Greek underworld. There's Elysium, there's the fields of whatever, and I guess for a lot of people their personal hell is just being stuck at a corporate job in Tokyo, Japan. Which fair.
Yeah. I was gonna say, as a quick aside, that little violin music is sounding very early Final Fantasy 15 trailers from Shimomura. I did hear someone say that some leitmotifs or whatever from the original Versus 13 trailer are present in here.
That's
but
true.
I haven't given it that much of a thought.
Yeah, I forgot that they were kind of trying to replicate that to an extent, right? Especially with the shot of Yozora where he's in the top of the building. They kind of had a Versus 13 little motif there as well. I guess that makes sense. And it's also the same composer. So, you're bound to reuse some similar stuff.
I just think that what she's saying is really interesting that supposedly in Quadratum, the light and darkness don't really exist. But our arrival here brought the concepts of light and darkness to Quadratum. Because in Kingdom Hearts anthropology, people have light and darkness within themselves. But there are people here. So supposedly they just don't have any light or any darkness within their hearts.
This might be getting a little too philosophical, too deep into it, more than they're really thinking about it. But maybe it's somehow somehow tied to like their physical. It's not actually a part of their heart, but it's a part of like their body. And then once they leave their bodies behind to come here, they're kind of like pure. So there is no association one way or the other.
It's like the realm of nothingness that like Xemnas, or the realm between.
Well, that's actually what I was going to say, because you and I had a pretty long conversation about what constitutes the three realms and like what exactly is located in each of the three. And I think the conclusion that we came to is that pretty much everything is located in the realm of light. There's like 3 worlds that are located in the realm between.
Yeah, Twilight Town.
Was Traverse Town one?
Traverse Town's weird. Traverse Town just kind of like moves around.
And maybe the world that never was or something.
The world that never was is in the realm between.
And then obviously the Dark Realm is like where 0.2 takes place. I'm curious like where this fits into all of that.
I think it's just something different.
So it's like a 4th realm.
Well, sort of. You have the 3 realms that exist within reality. This is like outside of reality.
There was a graph that we found one time, wasn't there?
If the 3 realms exist in what we know as space and time, then Quadratum would exist outside of space and time.
This is the one that we had found that time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. So it's kind of just on the outside. There's Realm of Light, Realm of Darkness, Realm in between, Realm of Sleep. Oh, right. Realm of Sleep is its own thing. I mean, that was kind of just really for a dream drop. Okay, so yeah, in between, we were right. It's Twilight Town, Traverse Town, Castle Oblivion, and the world that never was. And I guess Castle Oblivion also would be Land of Departure. Then Realm of Light is all the regular worlds. Realm of Darkness is 0.2. And then outside of that, you have this. So the whip we had already seen before.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Strelitzia, Luke Sword. I gotta say, just quality-wise, like graphical, it looks really, really nice.
I do like
all the textures and stuff. The reflection of the rain, too. Like, they knew what they were doing. I saw him use Reflect, by the way.
No, I think it's just Guard.
But he's got, like, a whole barrier. It's Barrier, that's what it's called, not Reflect.
Well, in Kingdom Hearts 3, when you're in Dark form with the Oblivion Keyblade, and when you use Guard, you summon this, like, little shield thing. It's the same thing that Riku uses, and Aqua, whenever they guard as well.
It's funny that the other 2 people that use it are both masters.
I think that the whip, being the keychain, is, like, a little awkward.
Oh, you're right. That does look a little weird because he's holding it backwards. It's like pulling him. You know what's funny? One of the things that I know, and we'll get to this later, one of the things that I had noticed about this artwork that a lot of people, some people were saying that like the whole thing was AI. Some people were saying, oh, like the main Sora is not, but like some of the background characters are, or like they just kind of used it to like meld it together. I personally think that like they just kind of put a bunch of lazy elements together in like a Photoshop and they told AI to like clean it up. Because if you look at Sora's keychain here, he's got like a chode keychain, bro. This has like 2 links.
Yeah, it is really short. The one on 2 looks the longest. 3 is also a little short.
But the one on 2, it just kind of cuts out here. Like you're supposed to be able to see it on the back and then it doesn't.
I think it was only drawn to his head and then Goofy is just behind him.
Well, no, because in the one where they're separated, you also can't see it there either.
Oh, can you? Oh, okay.
Yeah. And also people are pointing out that like the faces look, I mean, the pose is pretty much identical between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that later. So yeah, I had not noticed that it was the chain that pulls him. That seems like it would be really bad for your wrist.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. What do you think of Darkseid or whatever this thing is?
Neo Darkseid, like the Neo Shadows. It does look cool, but I wonder if it's actually meant to be something different or if this is just like the unreality version of Darkseid.
Yeah, I do really like Darkseid.
I just kind of want to know like what the normal state in this reality is, because like clearly people are freaking out over this happening. So this is not a regular occurrence, I would assume. The people look like they just have regular lives and like regular jobs and stuff like that. So what is this? Like, where did it come from? Is this like, do people even know about the Heartless or anything like that? Like, how does this realm work?
Yeah, I think the only people who know about the Heartless are the other Keyblade builders that are also here and present, like presumably Ava and then the couple that we'll talk about here in a bit. But they do still seem to have like their own sort of like magic system. Like this isn't just like IRL Tokyo.
Because in Final Fantasy Versus, well, and in 15 as well, they have like the main city Lucis, which is walled off, and that's why the demons can't get inside during the day and stuff like that. And then during the invasion, at least in the older trailers, or I guess in the movie Kingsglaive, they did also go through the motions that like they kind of breached the barrier and then a bunch of monsters were able to go inside and were kind of ruining everything. You'd figure that they wouldn't have like all these buildings and stuff like that if this was a regular occurrence. So it seems like maybe they might be aware of them, but they just can't come into the city for some reason. And then something happens, somebody breaks the shield or the wall or the barrier, and then they all start attacking.
I think too, just given what Ava said at the beginning, it doesn't seem like Heartless spawning is a regular occurrence. Like they might have their own equivalent of like a new creature type, but it seems like Heartless are new. Because if the Heartless are from the Realm of Darkness, then
Yeah.
presumably they've never been to the other side before. The original lore of the Keyblade in Kingdom Hearts 1, what Leon tells Sora is that the Heartless will chase after the Keyblade Bearer. It's kind of like in their nature to chase the Keyblade Bearer.
But is that still canon? Because that kind of seems like an artifact from back when there was only like a couple Keyblades, like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you, bro.
You have Strelitzia with a Roman numeral 9 or an 11, I guess, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, that's true.
There's this guy.
People online have been talking about it being the guy from Missing Link that wears the hood and the hat.
This guy. Sigurd, is that,
Yes.
is that his name?
Yeah, Sigurd. So apparently the outfits are similar.
Oh,
Like the-
yeah, no, straight up. It is.
approach.
It is.
Yeah.
Look, well, this is fan art, but I'm assuming they based it off of the legit outfit.
Yeah.
You can see he's got purple with like a little black thing on it. And yeah, exact same. Was he in Union Cross at all? Or?
I don't remember if he was.
And then this is, what's this guy's name? He's not Brain.
That is Brain.
Okay,
yeah,
that's
that is
Brain. Right, because he was teleported at the end of Union Cross into whenever this was supposed to take place.
The future question mark?
And he was greeted by Sigurd, right?
Yeah, pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
If I'm remembering the lore correctly, I think that he escapes on one of the pods. He is greeted by Sigurd, and then he's like, "Look, here is a statue of our founder,
Yeah, and
Ephemer."
it's F. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy's really interesting because, like, at first I thought it was Yozora because Yozora at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, when Sora meets him in the final world, he's like, "Oh, you're Yozora," because he recognized him from the Toy Story world, and he's like, "How do you recognize me?" Implying that like this isn't what he normally looks like. Well, then I saw the Keyblade because if you looked, this guy had a Keyblade as he was spinning around.
What is that?
It's got the thing.
Whoa, that's
and
like
then-
it's got like a katana hilt, and it's got a little
Yeah.
moon. Is
Uh-huh.
this not one of the upperclassmen?
It's one of the upperclassmen.
Okay, it is,
from
yeah.
Dark Road.
Oh, yeah,
Or
here he
something.
is.
It's that guy right there.
Do we ever see their Keyblades in the game?
You do. It's just like the generic Starlight ones, basically. Which his does look like the generic Starlight one with some modifications. It's got like the same mold.
You're right. No, the little teeth here at the bottom do look kind of in that style.
That black icon, I'm pretty sure it's very similar to the icon that Ventus, Aqua, and Terra all wear.
Also, wait, I'm just realizing Ventus backwards grip.
Yep. Uh-huh.
It might just be like for the shot, like he's just pulling it out or something.
Yeah.
But
And the moon reminds me of
Sayax.
yeah, Sayax.
This is a very, very Final Fantasy 15 outfit. The black on black on black.
Yeah, between this character, Yozora, and Riku, we have 3 pseudo Noctises right now.
And the guy from the 7 remake, what was his name? Leslie? It's this guy here on the
Oh,
left.
yeah, you found it.
But look, check it out. Like, this is like a thing. Like, people have done like multiple fan arts of
Yeah.
all 4 of these characters. The Spider-Man here, you have the Walk Tall, My Sons. Somebody else also found the same with the one character. So now we're getting 5
Yeah.
Noctises, bro. We got
And then
Luke Sword.
Luke Sword. He
Wait,
looks
this
older.
is such a dude. Wait, is Luke Sword gonna be the King Regis?
I think, okay, so in the Kingdom Hearts 3 ending, the guy who's driving seems to have like really short, thin, blonde hair.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the Kingdom Hearts version of Ignis.
No. There is already a Kingdom Hearts Ignis, remember? It's one of Yozora's friends. This guy right here.
Really, yeah, I don't really trust
This is just straight up Arden.
the trailer for Verum Rex. I'm not sure how much we can actually like take from it. Like, I don't know if the other characters are going to be present.
That is straight up Ignis, bro. But bro, I mean, look at these. That's the same. Dude, it's just one's blonde.
Yeah, I do see
And the
it, now
fit,
that
the
you're
fit
saying that.
too is like very like.
Because if Yozora is Noctis, and then Luxord being Ignis, like,
Well, it
or
doesn't
not
have to be a
Ignis,
1-to-1.
Regis.
Bro, look
Yeah.
at this. Look at this fit. And it's not exact, obviously, but like it's very similar, like
I
style.
can see it. I do think the driver, though, from the Verum Rex ending, where he's like in the car, I do think it's Luxord.
No,
in the front
it is Luxord, 100%.
Okay, yeah.
But also, Ignis was not the one that was driving the car in that Versus 13 trailer. It was some other guy. I just think it's not going to be like a 1-to-1.
Oh, sure.
It's not
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
be like, well, because in Versus/15, Ignis/Regis/whoever
Sure.
did this, and that means that in
Yeah,
Kingdom
yeah,
Hearts,
yeah.
they're going to have that exact role.
Yeah, that's fair.
Probably the Master.
So I don't actually know. I mean, I guess it could be the Master. I've seen some people say it's Luxu. The feathers are tipping me
It's
off.
Sephiroth.
Yeah, dude. I kind of wish. That'd be epic.
We never got a conclusion to that little.
Maybe that's because he came here.
Yeah, I don't know what the feathers could be. I don't think that there's any Kingdom Hearts or even like Versus thing having to do with feathers.
Isn't it in like Nordic mythology? Someone has like
The
two
crows. Yes, Odin has
Yeah.
2 crows.
Okay. In Missing Link, there were 2 characters whose names
Yes.
were the crows. It was the 2 who have like the silver white hair. They actually reminded me of the 2 or 3 Sephiroth siblings, I guess.
Oh, from
like,
Advent Children? Yeah, the
Yeah.
little clone. Okay, these 2? Oh, wow, they
Yes.
had like full Plague Doctor.
Mugen and Munin.
The only thing is that I'll say that they are very white, and the
Yeah.
feathers here are definitely black feathers.
Well, I think those are the models. The thing in the middle is their actual outfits.
Oh, you're right. They do look like Sephiroths. Okay, I thought that this was their actual outfits. Now that I see that they're dressed in black here, this definitely could be a possibility.
Do we know what happens to Odin Does he die or anything?
Let's see. If Odin is here in this scene. Yeah, no, he's here. It seems like he is fine.
I don't know who it could be in the coat. It could be the Master of Masters, or it could be Lucio. But I think they are approaching someone related to Odin or to Hugin and Munin.
It's interesting that we didn't even actually officially get their names. They were like data mined, because I don't think that this is Odin.
No, I don't think so either.
It could be one of them though, because they are wearing black. I mean, they're not wearing like a cloak, but
Right.
again, this is technically, if we want to be fair, this is not canon because the game
Sure.
never actually came out.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Yeah, that's the only thing that I could think.
Yeah.
It's just Sephiroth and then those two are the only things that I could
Yeah.
think of related to feathers and stuff like that. Yeah, I do wonder because it's like, I mean, obviously, I understand why they haven't gone into this just because this is such a can of worms. But how does this work with like the Hercules mythology?
Yeah.
Or, you know, like if Coco ever made it onto here, or I mean, even like Monsters Inc. Technically, they kind
Yeah.
of hop between portals and stuff.
I think the idea is like each world might have their own version of like how the afterlife and stuff work. Like, for example, Will dies in Pirates.
That too,
the
yeah,
events of
that's
Kingdom
true, yeah.
Hearts. So, but he doesn't get a nobody. So I think it just varies.
Well, I understand why they haven't really touched on that up to now, but that is up to now because it seems like the reason why they are going to the underworld with Hades is because it's related to the whole death thing. And it's like, once you open that kind of worms, there's going to be so many questions that you do not want to have to answer, but now you're going to because you opened this can of worms.
Because you brought it up.
Yes,
Yeah.
because this is the second time that they've made a point to show them here.
Dude, this cracks me up. I don't know if anyone else pointed it out. The rain is falling to the left.
I know.
But Xehanort's covering. Like, first of all, the umbrella's broken. So,
Yeah.
like, it's not doing anything. And then, second of all, he's, like,
falling
holding it in
in
the
the- yeah.
wrong direction. This is hilarious. It's not meant to be, but it is.
This is, to be honest with you, the most disappointing shot in the entire trailer for me personally. And I guess I might as well go into it now. I'm still not really fully sold on Kingdom Hearts 4 just because I didn't really like the direction that the story was going in it. And it seemed to me like they were more preoccupied with setup for the next game than concluding the actual story. They haven't won back my trust in believing that whatever the story of this game is about is going to have a conclusive ending before they just are preoccupied with setting up Kingdom Hearts 5 or 6 or whatever that ends up being. This shot right here tells me that everything Nomura said about the Xehanort saga and moving to a different story and all of that kind of stuff was basically just a lie. Because you can make an argument that Union Cross was kind of like an in-between, sort of like maybe it's its own thing, you know, like that whole saga, that all tying into Kingdom Hearts 4, sure, fine. Have characters from that. They are technically not from the original story of like 1 through 3. This is just straight up Xehanort. I mean, unless it's another guy that looks identical to him, but we did get that artwork of young Xehanort with the umbrella for the anniversary, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, this is just straight up Xehanort. And it's like we had already dealt with every possible version of him. I guess, okay, in fairness, technically, yes, young Xehanort did go back in time, but the whole ending was that like he's going to go and then fulfill his purpose of becoming the enlightened Xehanort that he is by the end of 3 and stuff like that. I don't know why they feel the need to keep dragging this back. Can we just move on? Can we just have like a new story that isn't dragged down by the baggage of like 20 years worth of games that like are notoriously complicated and complex? And now, you know, people that are like, oh, Kingdom Hearts 4 is a fresh start that anybody's going to be able to hop into. You can tell your friends, oh, you don't need to have played any of the previous games. You could just pick up Kingdom Hearts 4 and then play it for what it is and enjoy it. And now they're going to be like, well, who's this guy? And maybe they'll play it off in a way where it's like not super important. Maybe, you know, he just randomly appears in Sora's mind to give him advice or something like that. But I don't know. I just can't really see why him being here is necessary at all.
I do like the idea of having like young Xehanort as like a party member for Sora. I like it just because it's unexplored. To me, it sounds really cool and compelling, and I'm interested in it, but I don't, it's sort of similar to what you were saying, I just don't have the trust that it's actually going to be done well. We're just going to have to see how it works in practice.
I really liked how they handled specifically the ending of all of the 4 Xehanorts at the very end of Kingdom Hearts 3, because each one of them felt like it fit with their own individual storylines from the previous games in the series. And I liked young Xehanorts because he was the only one that didn't have a degree of acceptance at the very end.
He was still a brat.
To the very moment that he was disappearing, he got cut off mid-sentence talking about how he was gonna get his way and whatever. And that makes sense because he's the youngest one who has to grow into becoming the other 3, essentially.
Yeah.
If he's gonna be in here and gonna be all chill with Sora, he's gonna have to go from how he was at the end of 3 to like being chill and normal and then back to that.
But remember too, like they forget everything when they travel back to their original time.
Then just what's the point? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it's just another cop out.
I mean, I don't know if it's just because it's in the style of Kingdom Hearts 4 where everything looks more realistic, but he does look a bit older than he did in like Dream Dropper 3, for example. Okay, so these are all new, right? They look so creepy, bro. Oh my god. They're so tall and like spindly. Also, there's like just people like watching.
I do love this like golem looking Heartless. This one reminds me a little bit of Defender from Kingdom Hearts 1.
Interesting fire effects here.
This is a different Keyblade. He's not using Kingdom Key.
Oh, you're right.
People are speculating based on the effects and what it's doing.
I'm just not taking any of this as like final, because like, I started to think like,
That's fair.
well, you know, like he had the Kingdom Key, but now he has this. So does that mean that he's going to get multiple Keyblades in the same world? Does that mean that he's going to be stuck in this world for like a good chunk of the game? But it's like, you know, they probably just wanted to show off the Keyblade.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think that this is either like a return visit or it's more like beta footage or something.
This freaking guy, bro, it looks like a freaking SCP. Like, I don't know what to make of this like little skinny one.
Yeah.
He's doing the spin move from Kingdom Hearts 2, and that's pretty fun. I think I heard some people saying maybe Moana, that this is supposed to be water and then the lava.
I get that. My vote goes to Elemental. There are 2 flowers in Elemental.
Can you send it? Yeah, there is definitely a flower.
There's a flower significance in the plot line, and then 2, the top of the hilt that connects to the blade has this like sphere.
That
It
does
definitely
look
looks
like
different.
it. Yeah, I could see it. I think the movie wasn't popular enough. This is definitely a fire and water themed.
My only 2 thoughts are Elemental. I get the fire and water, but like nothing else really gives me Elemental.
It's not really giving Moana either, too, though.
Yeah, that's
Can we be honest? Is it possible that it's just a water fire Keyblade and it's not related to any Disney?
That's my other thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my other thought, is that it's just like an original Keyblade. It just happens to be fire.
I was gonna say
water.
maybe like Hercules, but no, there's an Ice Titan. There's no Water Titan.
If it was a Moana Keyblade, I feel like the actual Keyblade would take inspiration from Maui's hook. I think the heart of Te Fiti would be like the keychain or something. The Keyblade itself doesn't look Moana to be. It's
It
really
doesn't.
weird.
No, you're right. I bet you that it's probably just a generic Keyblade, and we're way overthinking this. So we do have some kind of focus meter up here. I think that this might be like you know, like little pop-ups that came up in Kingdom Hearts 3 to kind of show you when you were like building up to like a big attack or whatever.
Was it not going up as he was swinging at the beginning?
No, it's
Oh
going
no,
down.
it is going down. You're right.
Because he's using these moves here, it's going down.
Yeah,
So it seems to
yeah.
just be like a build bar. I mean, it does say build right on
Yeah.
top of it, in fairness.
Yeah. Bar on the right was going up as he was landing attacks.
I was going to say, I really liked that feature. I don't know if they added this feature after the fact or if I am just dumb and I missed it, but the sort of like FF7 remake pause feature when you go into like the menus and stuff like that. I know that like, you know, it's kind of just like, well, get good. But like, you know, in fairness, navigating a menu in real-time combat is a little awkward. And I do really like how FF7 did it, so I hope that they keep that
Yeah.
feature, but that's, you know,
Yeah.
it's just a small thing. This is the Kingdom Key?
Yes.
I do love it
Yeah.
when Square does this, where it's like, yeah, we'll put the X, or an Xbox case, we'll put the Y, but it's still gonna be green, like the PlayStation triangle. But also, it's in like a weird like diamond shape. The map is also in a diamond shape. I kind of hate that. Why?
Yeah, I wish that it was up higher.
So it seems like the Kingdom Key's sort of like equivalent ability is the chain. So
Correct.
what I'm hearing is this is kind of like the equivalent of Keyblade transformations.
I think it's the new mechanic. It's the new drive form. It's the new Keyblade transformations. And the chain that he's making builds upwards, and then you can jump on the chain that you make. The chains are like in different shapes every time he summons them. So I think you're able to change the direction.
Dude, look at these. Look at this guy down here, right here. Yeah, they like get up slowly like that. It's like
yeah,
kind of
that's
creepy.
cool.
We don't have build yet here. That's weird.
It's probably before. And if you notice, it's red.
Maybe it turns gold because he unlocked the ability to do the build. Before that, it was just like a default.
Red.
And then it's like, now that you have this, it's going to be more themed.
Yeah, it could be.
It's interesting. There was a lot of gold. I feel like there usually isn't
Yeah.
this much of a theme of gold,
Gold.
in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I do think it's interesting that they, like you mentioned earlier, called it a teaser trailer.
Yeah, it's just a teaser 4 years
Yeah.
in. Square, for the past 10-ish years, has been relatively good about not really showing too much of a game until they think that they are ready to release it within the next year or so. The exception is with the initial announcement, especially when it's an anticipated title, because I think that they want to get ahead of leaks. So, for example, Final Fantasy VII Remake was announced, I believe, E3 2015, but then we didn't really see it again until spring of 2019, and it came out a year later. Same with Final Fantasy 16. That one was announced, and we also didn't see it until like a year before it came out. I don't have the exact years
Yeah.
memorized for that one, but I know that they announced it, and then they didn't show it off at all until like within a
Yeah.
year of it coming out. I'm pretty sure Rebirth was the same, and now with Revelation, we just got it announced, and it's coming out within a year with the spring. Usually they've been pretty good about that kind of stuff, which makes me wonder. So they announced the game 4 years ago. Clearly something was going on at Square Enix, because they canceled Missing Link, and then they didn't show off Kingdom Hearts 4 or Dragon Quest 12 for like 4 years. I think 5 years for Dragon Quest, if I'm not mistaken. They recently did talk about Dragon Quest 12, and they showed some stuff for Kingdom Hearts, which makes me question, like, do they think that they're ready to launch it soon? I don't know if I believe that, because within the next year, that would be FF7 Revelation territory. And minimum, this game has to come out like end of 2027, because they don't want to step on their own foot for releasing Revelation and Kingdom Hearts 4 too soon next to each other. My theory for when Revelation is going to come out is like May-ish, because they said spring. So Kingdom Hearts 4 at the earliest, I think, would probably have to launch like probably closer leaning towards November. And even then, well, that's like closer closer to 2 years out than 1 year. And I still think that based on what we've seen, it's not a lot, you know? Like Revelation, we saw so much. They showed you something, then they cut to the developers talking at the whatever it was, the Summer Game Fest, and they cut back to show more of the game, and then they cut to the developers talking, and they cut back to show more of the game. Like they showed so much of that game. You can tell that it's a game that is ready to come out. This could have been the Kingdom Hearts reveal trailer, and I don't think anybody would have batted an eye.
Yeah.
It's still the same area that we already saw in the previous trailer. Sora moved like a block down the road. Donald and Goofy are still in the underworld. There's no Disney stuff at all, which is really weird. I don't know what they're doing.
I do think, I don't want to call it overcorrection because it is titled teaser trailer, so I'm gonna treat it like that. But I do think it is done intentionally in context of the fact that for the past like 2-ish years before Kingdom Hearts 3's launch, they just showed so much of the game. Like nothing was a secret or a surprise. Like everything, all of the worlds got shown. The majority of boss fights were shown. The final boss trailer, which I remember people so like adamantly saying wasn't spoiling the end of the game, and then it did. You know, like it did.
It was like the last world.
Yeah, I think it's done intentionally to like try and not show too much, which I do appreciate, and I do think that we will get more leading up closer to its release with like another couple of I think probably if this game is releasing at the earliest, I'm kind of thinking 2028.
I'm thinking that too. I could see a world where this game launches spring of 2028. Like that seems like okay, yeah, sure.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. If that happens, I think hopefully Square's kind of learned from their lesson from Kingdom Hearts 3. I think they're gonna release maybe 5 more trailers, each showcasing like a different world, maybe like 4 worlds, and then 1 like story trailer is kind of what I'm anticipating. And I hope to God they do not show us all of the worlds again. Keep a couple of them a secret and a surprise.
That would be nice. You know, it's funny because I feel like this is a big talking point now because of things like the internet. But like, if you go back and watch like TV commercials for Final Fantasy VII, like 1997 PS1, they show Aerith dead in the commercials for that game.
LOL. No,
yeah. So like, this has been a thing for like forever with Square specifically. Do we think that there's any world where Nintendo pushed to have this?
That's a good question.
I'll say that because of this. When they showed off Final Fantasy VII Revelation, they specifically did it at the Summer Game Fest and not at the Sony State of Play that happened like 2 days before. And Jeff, after the game was announced, he made a point to be like, we love celebrating games that are for everybody on all platforms or something. Like he made a point to point it out specifically when they showed FF7. And I do think personally that that was kind of like a soft little like shade thrown PlayStation's way from Square because of how locked they had them with the contract for exclusivity all the way back from 7 Remake Part 1. And maybe that's also part of the reason why they didn't reveal any platforms for Kingdom Hearts 4, because they were in the middle of trying to work this all out. Like I'm sure they had to pay Sony so much to buy out of that contract for having to have everything exclusive for like a year or whatever it was. So it's interesting they made a point to say that, and then they show off Kingdom Hearts, which has historically been like mostly a PlayStation franchise, at a Nintendo Direct of all things, not even at the Summer Game Fest. I don't think that anybody ever goes into a Nintendo Direct expecting Kingdom Hearts.
I think it was because of the native ports. It kind of like came up in conversation of like, well, look, if you're doing the native ports anyways, you may as well just drop the new trailer.
I think Remake came out on Switch 2 beginning of this year. I think Rebirth might already be out, or it's coming out pretty soon. Yeah, and those sold, like it was the best selling Switch 2 game for like the month I think that it came out. It sold like really, really well. And so I think that Square was like, dog, we've been missing out on so much money. Fuck you, Sony. And so they were like real quick to want to port everything natively to the Switch 2. I guess that does make sense because I forgot that they did also show that collection as well. I don't think it would have been the biggest deal if they had just shown that off. Maybe it was a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I guess, yeah, just the last thing to kind of touch on. You know, a trillion people have already talked about it. We kind of already talked about it a bit earlier, but just the sort of like the AI controversy. It does look like they definitely used some kind of, you know, something, which I know people have kind of differing opinions on AI, but I personally think, you know, especially if you're like a company that's worth as much as Square, who the whole franchise of Kingdom Hearts is literally taking Disney, which is supposed to be like artists, you know, drawing, animating, and then the director of the series is your head company artist to kind of like have the cover be AI with like a bunch of like weird artifacts. Like I don't know if other people have pointed this out, but if you look at Sora's jacket right here, see how like it goes down, there's like a 90-degree angle right here. The inside is lined with a little zipper, and then the side over here is just like white. On this side, it's just kind of one, like it kind of melds into itself. There is no like 90-degree angle. Like it just kind of, it's the inside with a zipper, and then it just kind of turns into the side with the line and stuff like that. And then also, like the way that his hand is holding the Keyblade is a little bit weird. If you look at it, like the angle doesn't really line up. People were talking about like his elbow and just the size of his like massive fucking fist fist for the Kingdom Hearts 3 one.
Hulk smash.
Yeah, the Kingdom Hearts 2, like this leg over here looks a little awkward.
So I do see, I think Nomura drew it. I think he definitely like traced over other stuff. Like there's the Goofy stuff.
Yeah, the Goofy one
like,
was definitely traced.
Yeah.
Which,
So I
for
do
the
think
record,
he traced.
AI can also do that. You can give AI
Yes.
like the original Goofy and be like, change the outfit to be Kingdom Hearts outfit, and like,
Yeah. I do think he traced over it, and then I don't know if he approved it or if he did it himself or if Square went behind his back. I could not tell you, but I do think it definitely got AI like upscale, and then
For
that's
sure.
where a lot of these like inconsistencies come up. And like Donald,
yeah, the five fingers and this hand, you can't really see it here, but 5 fingers here versus 4 fingers here, and he's not even like another one that I heard is that he's not even really gripping the staff.
Yeah, so this is fan art of his pose from Smash.
Oh wait,
It looks very similar to the 3 jump pose, as far as like the spread out legs, the arm up.
All this to say, I've heard some. I know that like the most popular video talking about this says I don't think that they did AI. I think that they just had a shitty artist who like copied stuff. Personally, I disagree. I think that this was AI because an AI could easily do all of these things. You could give an AI this image and be like render it in the drawn Kingdom Hearts style, but make it Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit or whatever.
Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora's hood, the left of it also like looks like it's his sleeve a little bit.
Like it just turns into the sleeve, because like the sleeve wouldn't go out this far. It looks like this is supposed to be part of the hood, but it's not. The hood is just the black part. Then this part is the sleeve, but the sleeve goes around as if it itself is part of the hood. The other one that people pointed out was that the bottom of his shoes in case they were supposed to be crowns instead of little squares.
Yeah.
Which it's crazy because when you look at like the Nomura artwork from the other games, it is so detailed. If you look at like Sora's necklace, Nomura bothered to make it so that you can see the back side of the necklace has a little part that attaches to the chain.
Yeah,
like
it's
from
on the back of
underneath. Who goes like through that much level of detail that you can see like the back of the necklace has a little thing sticking out where the chain then connects, just to have this like cool up angle on it. The same with the with Sora's chain. You can see that like the crowns are on the outside because on this part where you can see the front, but on the back you can see the chain itself because the crowns are on the outside, which is facing away from you. Nomura is such a detail oriented artist. He like even the tiniest little things that like nobody would ever really pay attention to, he makes sure to put a lot of care into it. And for them to just kind of like slap this together, I mean, I understand that it's just a collection. It's not even like a main game or anything like that, and like most people aren't going to care, but especially if you have the money to do it, like why?
So they gave the cloud versions a new name. They gave the native ports a new name. Why can't they just call it the all-in-one package, which was all 13, 14 games? Like I made a video about this in 2017, dude, where I talked about like the collection after collection after collection. It's an inflation issue where Kingdom Hearts 3 pre-owned is worth $5 at GameStop because it's been re-released so many times.
1.5 plus 2.5 was one single game, and then when you got the collection, it just came with multiple discs. So 2.8 was still its own game, and 3 was still its own game. So I'm not sure how it's gonna work with this, because that's interesting. It's not just on the Switch. I think it's also coming to PS5. Okay, yeah. So that's so. Oh my god, this is so fucked. Because look. No. This is advertising itself as it comes with Kingdom Hearts 3 as well as Kingdom Hearts the story so far. Kingdom Hearts the story so far is 2.8 plus 1.5 plus 2.5, and 1.5 plus 2.5 is 1.5 and 2.5. So it's like you can keep cutting this in half and in half and in half.
I did the math. If you bought every collection back in like 2017 or 2018, whenever I made that video, you were throwing away at the time $270.
This is so dumb.
That was before the Integra Masterpiece. That was before this one. So now that number's probably up to like $400.
This is so stupid because Kingdom Hearts 3 comes in its own box, but then you get 1.5 plus 2.5, which is its own disc, plus 2.8, which is also its own disc, in the same box. At that point, just put all three in the same box or give them all three separate. Why are these two grouped into one single? I guess because the story so far was also sold as its own separate individual game, which is so stupid. Oh my god.
Yeah, you are preaching to the choir. I'm one of the only people I know who despises how many collections it got.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, it's getting to a point. It's getting to a point. It's Square. Because back in the day, you're right, that the main complaint was that the games were inaccessible because they were on so many systems. That is definitely not a problem. Although, you know what? Actually, I would argue that it kind of is still a problem because now the problem is with the mobile stuff. You just straight up can't access it. You had to have either already downloaded the game back when it was out, and even if you do, and you go and you download the application, the only thing that it lets you is watch the cutscenes, and they're out of order. That's the part that fucks me up so hard. They're out of fucking order, bro. You're not even actually supposed to use that feature at all.
If it wasn't for YouTube and the fans putting it all together for people, it would be a mess.
I'm kind of hopeful about the fact that Resonance was a port of Brave Exvius, 3DS, and then Octopath Zero was also part of a mobile game, that maybe this means that Square is gonna start moving all of their old mobile stuff that is now defunct into consoles. Well, been yapping about Kingdom Hearts for an hour and a half. I don't know if I should keep doing my video outro. I did it for that one video that I came back with, but I don't know if I want to keep doing it.
I can do the outro. How do you do it again? What was it?
Well, just go from memory.
All right. Well, gentlemen and ladies, that was it. Hope you enjoyed my rant. And yeah, that's all I got.